So last night, I got to go see The Accountant 2. Was it better than the first? Let's talk about it. Hey Kernel, so like I said, last night I had the chance to go see The Accountant 2, and it was pretty good. For me, it didn't quite live up to the original, which I thought the original was quite good. I'm gonna talk about that in my full review. There will be spoilers involved, so if you haven't seen the movie, maybe save this video and then come back later, so you don't have the movie spoiled for yourself or anything. But before we get started, if you're kind of new to my channel, consider checking out my other movie reviews that I do. I do them every week. At least I try to do them every week with new releases and everything. So be sure to check that out, and let's review The Accountant 2. So this movie starts off with a friend of our main character dying, being Raymond King. He dies when this group is trying to go after this one girl, but I think they also trying to go after the guy as well. I have no idea. They kind of lose the plot in the beginning of the movie. But anyway, Chris tries to take action to find out why they killed his friend and what exactly these guys are up to. Throughout the movie, they actually learn of this girl who they thought might be dead, but it turns out she had face reconstructed surgery, and she's this kind of like an assassin now, but not exactly. She's like if Chris couldn't care about anyone. It's weird. She's in fight or flight mode all the time. They kind of explain it better in the movie, but that's essentially what the plot of the movie is. The best thing about the movie, easily, is just the dynamic between the two brothers, being Jon Bernthal and Ben Affleck. They do a really good job of just blending together, blending their personalities together, and just overall having a fun time as brothers. There's even a scene in the movie where they're at a bar and this one girl's trying to flirt with Chris, but he's very literal, right? In the way that he talks, he doesn't really quite get flirting. He's you know how he is based off of the first movie, right? He doesn't really pick up on the social cues or anything like that. There's a whole thing with him dating in this movie, because in the first opening scene, he's at some dating some dating thing where people come in and meet him, and all these ladies are lined up to meet him, and then they learn that he's super I don't want to say judgmental, but he's super particular, right? The movie does kind of lose its footing around the beginning of the movie, but towards the end it slowly reels you back in. The action was pretty good. I didn't think it was as cool as the first movie, but there were some pick and choose moments where I was oh, that was actually pretty cool. And the last thing to say is that anytime Jon Bernthal was on screen, I was having a great time. I thought to me, his presence on screen is always a good time. He's a great actor. He just lights up any scene that he's in. So you kind of heard me talk about the plot. The movie really kind of loses its focus on the plot, and maybe not only just that, but it really fails to explain to you properly as an audience member what is going on. My girlfriend and I both walked out we were both confused in the very beginning of the movie. What exactly is the plot here? It's I can't quite explain it, but they kind of talk it through it too fast, or briefly mention it. It's very undertone, you can very easily miss it. Probably the biggest thing that I didn't like about this movie is that they don't really lean, those two scenes that I mentioned about Chris, that's really all you get about his condition in this movie. Other than that, they don't focus as much on his condition, and to me that was the selling point of the first one, was that he's this guy with this obsessive compulsion disorder, and everything has to be neat, everything has to be this, right? And it seems like they traded that time for the brothers' time, which yeah, I love the brothers' time, but why can't we have both? I don't know. I thought that was kind of weird. I also just didn't feel as connected to the story as I was in the first one. In the first one, you had J.K. Simmons involved in the plot, and there were a couple more things, and you were still discovering what exactly was going on, and it was more connected to the person than it just was You know what I mean? And I guess that's kind of because the brothers were involved in the plot more, and it wasn't just somebody that they were going after, right? Like themselves were more intertwined in it. But I still feel like they could have maybe done something more here. This just felt like they were going on a mission, whereas in like the first one, it felt like something was happening with their lives. But overall, it's a fine movie. I think I gave it 3.5 on Letterboxd. It was fine. I did not hate it. It just kind of was a little bit of a letdown in terms of the first one, because I really liked the first movie. But, you know, sometimes the sequel just isn't as good. So, let me know what you guys all thought about The Accountant 2, and if you're planning on seeing it this weekend, you know, did you like the first one? Are you a fan of the first movie? Again, I very much am. I just, you know, I think it's a fine movie. I think it's an okay sequel. I don't think it does anything particularly like it's like really bad, but it just more, it plays it safe. So let me know what you guys all thought about the movie, and I will see you guys in the next movie review. Peace, Kernels.